All right, I'm here with Keen Christensen at Summerhill RV Park in Chelan, Washington. He's gonna take us around, really excited. It's been a nice time here. We've been here about 14, 15 days. So I asked him if he'd do a quick interview with us, show us the park and give us a lay of the land, and he said yes, so here we are.
Yeah. So my wife grew up on this farm and I grew up a little south of here. And so I've been in ag most of my life and I'm third generation. And so this is 168 acres. So it's a big area of mostly hills, but we have irrigation that allows us to grow and have a lot of greenery around us. And this is our 4th year open on our first phase of our park.
Wow. And I didn't know you guys are going to have multiple phases.
Yeah. So this is our first phase. And this was like, you know, we basically uprooted ourselves, came up here in fall of 2020, opened this up in 2021 in the middle of COVID and everything. So we're like, is this even gonna work? And we live in a beautiful area with a beautiful mountain lake. And so there's a lot of draw but there's not a lot of amenities for camping and RVing. And if you want to be here, you gotta book like a year in advance. So we knew there was demand and opportunity here. It's just, we're kind of up off the lake, so it's remote and yet isolated, yet it's peaceful and quiet, and yet you can go join the party if you want to and enjoy the beauty of the lakes.
I've definitely noticed, you know, we're normally in the party areas, and we were down there yesterday, and it was definitely a party area in comparison to where we are here. So if you definitely like serenity and peace and quiet, then this is definitely the place for you.
And that's the fun part. You can go join it, but you can at least go home and enjoy a nice, quiet place to sleep. So, Okay, well, we'll go check out a couple things. So.
Okay, all right, I'll flip this around. They'll still be able to hear us, so.
Yeah, so we put it in a greenhouse this last fall and planted flowers for weddings. So we have a lot of white flowers there. We like to grow crops, like we like fresh fruits and vegetables. So we have apples on the property that were here way before us, and so there's galas and there's Honeycrisp. But our favorite things to eat all summer is sweet corn, so we have a lot of sweet corn. And we've been growing that for like 10 years. And so, and we know what sells really well. So we have our basics, but then we always try to grow new things. So we've got lots of tomatoes and onions and sweet corn and watermelons and cantaloupe. We're kind of high elevations, so we have to grow it under black plastic. And so we have amazing watermelon and cantaloupe and horses and cows. And this is
what's the horse's name?
It's Winnie and Izzy. So they're kind of mad at me because I had to lock them up because they're getting too fat on the sweet grass. So they're just getting Timothy now because they're getting a little stiff. They're getting a little sore. So this is phase 2 for us. So this is our next phase, and we're just getting opening, and we're trying to make options for people that come and visit us, and people that have been here before. We're getting harder and harder to book into. So we know we need room to grow and to keep inviting new people and bringing the old people back that have been here for years now. We've had some people come back year after year now since day one. So
where are you in the process of phase 2?
So phase 2, we're actually got everything. We're just waiting for septic permitting. So these campers are just dry camping right now, and a lot of them are actually working on their loggers and maintenance for the fire camps that are in the area that they bring in every summer just to be able to keep an eye on fires and stuff. And actually right now is cherry season, so we actually have a lot of pilots up here for blowing off cherries, and some of them kind of booked last minute, and without our opening there would have never been any place for them to camp in this general 50-mile radius.
How long has this area been open, your phase 2?
Just opened this week. Basically is our first week of having people up here. So we'll have flush toilets and showers and plenty of water and power, and the view's great. We're just a little smoky right now, but there's a beautiful valley here that you can look into and see.
Yeah, I wish we would have done this sooner because it is definitely a beautiful view out there, and now it's all smoked out from last night. So is there another phase after phase 2, or just this is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's all kind of a family-ran business, so as we start proving one phase and it starts filling up and we see the cash flow coming in, we're like, okay, next phase. So the next phase will be through the center of this pasture, and we'll do a lot of pull-through sites through the center of this area.
Oh, wow.
But we also want to keep that kind of small family feel, so we don't know how big we want to get without overdoing it. And so we have a lot of plans for barbecue areas, more shaded areas. It takes time to develop the shade and trees and all that. So we've got trees already planted on the hillside that will grow, and just takes time. Everything takes time. So
it's definitely a beautiful area for sure.
yeah, and we love the fall here. It's beautiful. The lake's still warm, and yet all the crowds go home. So the September is an amazing time to come, but it's just harder for families because school starts up.
How many sites does phase 2 put you at now?
Phase 2 will have over 30 sites, some tent camping, and so we're probably pushing 40 with everything.
So what's the split between your RV sites and your tent sites?
Yeah, we've only got like six sites for tent camping. They can have multiple tents in one site. You know, it's more for family gatherings, so they fit 3-4 tents in each site if needed. And
I've definitely seen them crammed in there.
Yeah, and we have a few families that have been here since we opened, and they keep coming back. And we allow them to tent camp in the yard with their big groups, and they're respectful enough. They keep quiet when it's quiet hours, and they're pretty low key.
How big? What are the dimensions of your sites?
So we try to make sure that we have plenty for the 45-foot RVs that come in. They are a little bit tighter down here, but the yard allows them to have lots of green space and open kind of community areas to play soccer and volleyball. So the sites down here are a little bit tighter, but at the same time they open up into the yard, so they give a lot of space, and we'll make some more improvements behind them to add some pavilions and flat spots for sitting, and as the trees get bigger here too. So like I said, this is all put in. This is our 4th year being open down here, so we have lots of more expansion to do and making things a little bit nicer and better. So
how many bathrooms do you have?
We currently have a bathroom trailer with 2 showers, 2 bathrooms, and we'll have 3 showers up on top, 1 shower up top, 3 bathrooms up top, which is mostly for our RVers. So the RVers use the showers less, but they still use them.
Wow, really? I would have thought it would be more for the tent campers.
Right, yeah, and so the tent campers use it more, so that's why we need more showers down here for our tent campers, and it's probably more work for us to do tent campers, so we definitely cater more to the shower or to the RVers, as they it's easier. They have they're self-contained, in other words.
Yeah.
So.
And what size RVs do you allow up here? So this is beautiful.
These are like no more than 30 footers. These have, 28 would be more preferable. So it's definitely a smaller site for our purposes. So, and we on our website we have different limitations on sizing. So.
Okay. And what are some of the things that you said? I think when we came in, you mentioned that you have some local beef and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we have cows in our back 100 acres, I guess you could say. With we have Angus beef back there, and that allows us to finish them on grain, and they've got lots of shade and stuff when it's warmer, and so they can get out there and enjoy they go out and eat at night, and then they go and they lay down in the summer and in the heat. Here's some of our equipment that was here originally. The area used to be dryland farming before they came in with irrigation, so there is some old farm equipment here, and up above it used to be more logging, so there's some logging equipment that's here as well, and so it's a lot of history here. This is a homestead that's been in the valley originally, and it even had grapes on it back. The St. Louis family owned a lot of this, so wow, a lot of history and a lot of beauty around us. So let's sneak back here. So we have a lot of extra parking for boats and trailers as well.
Yeah, this has been nice to be able to have so much room, because one thing, we go to RV parks and we always are bringing our boat and the fifth wheel, and both of them are fairly large and we don't normally have somewhere to park them. Yeah. So by having this open area, it has really helped.
We will continue. You have to make enough room for everybody, so you got to just keep putting in parking, and we'll go through the yard here and see the yard.
How much of this landscaping did you do? How much of it is original?
So most of this was planted by my in-laws when they came here in the 80s. This willow tree here in front, we'll go see, it's well over 100 years. The house originally is over 100 years old. So this tree, we've had to cut it back because willows kind of, they grow and they crack out and they fall and break. So we've had to cut it back, but yeah. So this willow tree is well over 100 years old, and the pine trees, the birch trees are all just been planted here, and they've been here 40 plus years now. So it makes a lot of nice shade. We have mountains around us, and it kind of creates shade as the sun goes down as well. And we'll have families here that don't even know each other, and they'll set up volleyball nets and play volleyball, and so you get a lot of everything.
What's this little guy? This little white thing?
Yeah,
here?
so this is our farm stand, and we do free ice cream, soft serve ice cream in the evenings when we have a big park, and so we'll keep it busy running and do evening ice cream. It kind of brings everybody together and gets everybody to socialize, and that's where we have our produce from the farm, and we sell our beef out of here, and it's kind of self-serve, and if you want something specific, you can just leave us you can call us, and we'll catch up with you.
I think you guys had vanilla, and what's your other? I think it's pineapple.
We have pineapple. We have got raspberry. It's all Dole brand vanilla or pineapple and raspberry flavored, and the vanilla is like a lactose-free soft serve that everyone uses in the country practically. It's really good.
I can tell you, I've never had pineapple ice cream before, but the kids brought it over, and it was probably the best thing I've ever had in a long time as far as ice cream. So
it's so good.
So how many bathrooms you say you have here?
So I think currently we have 6 bathrooms around here. There's 3 down here. There's 3 down here, and there's 2 more up on top for the time being. We mostly have that for the tent campers, and we bring more in if we know we're going to be really busy, but we try to strike a balance between how many tent campers and how much pressure it's going to put on our whole system in general, and it's tempting to bring in more people, but it's also like, no, let's just stop telling people that we have spots, because you gotta cut it off somewhere so everybody's comfy and not overran. So.
And you said something about getting flowers here for weddings or something?
Yeah, so we got a grant for a greenhouse because of all the planting we do, and so we did a lot of overwintering, and that allows you to get really long stems on your flowers. So we have a lot of different whites and blush colored flowers that weddings enjoy, and so and anything and it's been a really good year because our spring was horribly long and cool, which was fine, but we needed all the flowers to be going earlier for us. So we'd like to put a few more greenhouses in to get an earlier year, because we are kind of a high desert northern climate, so we need to make sure that we hit an earlier market, because our main market for the farming and for our RVing is basically June, July, and August. So if we don't have things to sell during that window, even our apples are a little too late in the season for us. So that's a challenge. Like, we have to have what we want to sell during that season. So,
and I think we missed about being able to do your own picking, right? You allow some of your RVers to go through.
So we have strawberries for like the May crowd, and then May and June, and then by July our raspberries are on. And so right now, for the 4th of July, we have tons of raspberries that are amazing and yummy for milkshakes and fresh and jam and everything else. So yeah, we do a lot of U-pick. Our apples in the fall, they're U-pick. We'll have a pumpkin patch. We have even some apple cannons stored away that are pretty cool, but we don't have a great location yet for them. But they're a lot of these pumpkin patches have these really pneumatic, huge apple cannons that look like military guns that are pretty cool to shoot. So
yeah, I tell you, if my kids ask me one more time when we can go start picking, I'm gonna snap. Yeah. So we definitely want to get them out there so that they can do the little picking before we go. So.
It's fun to experience.
Yeah.
So.
But I tell you what, this has been very enlightening for me. We don't really pulling a 45-foot fifth wheel, you want to try to make sure that you have a good review, where I'm going to park, where's the layout, and all that good stuff. So you don't normally get stuff like this. So this has been very beneficial, and hopefully it helps others as well as I kind of walk through.
We are definitely a young new park, and we don't have a lot. We're always full, so we haven't promoted a lot. So it's a lot of word of mouth, but people make it up here. So.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the tour. It's been wonderful, and we really enjoyed our stay here as well. So you guys definitely come out and visit the Summerhill RV Park.
Cool. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming.